YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, October 26, 2023, and I hope you are safe and healthy. Now, for today's video, I wanted to show you guys the build that I have been running, and I believe most people are running for the DPS role in the new Incursion, Paradise Lost. Now, I've actually only been able to even play the Incursion like one time, and it was with random matchmaking, so I'm no veteran at it by no means. I've just been so busy that I haven't even been able to play the game. So side note, if you guys are on Xbox and want to link up to play the Incursion or carry me through, wink wink, feel free to leave your gamer tag in the comment section or reach out to me on Xbox. Anyway, I feel comfortable showcasing this build because everybody under the sun has confirmed it to be the build of choice. So this is nothing out of the ordinary or that you probably have not already seen. I mean, heck, this build was already strong and viable before the Incursion even came about. And it is not the only build option by no means, but I just wanted to share it and get it out there more and possibly, you know, somebody see it that has not seen it yet. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, here's an overview of the build as I am running it. It's 4-piece Strikers Battle Gear, 1-piece Grupo Sombre, and then the exotic mask, the Coyote. Now, like I said, this is not the only way to run it. I've seen Fox's Prayers mixed in there. I've seen Contractor's Gloves mixed in, Fenris, you know, Pacaro's holster. There are so many different options. The biggest thing, you want to make sure you get that 4-piece Strikers bonus. For the primary weapon, you're going to want to use the exotic AR, St. Elmo's Engine, and this comes with the talent shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo. So no matter how you choose to run the build, this is definitely the weapon of choice. If you unfortunately do not have this weapon, that is okay. A Police M4 or FAMAS work great with Optimus. For the secondary, I went with the lefty shotgun. This is the named ACS, and it comes with the talent Perfect Sledgehammer, which says dealing damage with a grenade applies a mark on the target. Targets with mark will take 40% more damage to armor and have a negative 30% movement speed. Mark will disappear after 10 seconds. So this is great to use on the boss's right and the lovebirds at the end. Also, the ACS just builds up your striker stack super fast, so it just worked perfect here. For the sidearm, it really doesn't matter. I use the named Orbit with the Perfect Finisher talent on pretty much all my builds, and I use this to kill the red bar enemies or when you shock one, and you can switch to it really quick and get an extra 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Diving into our first piece of gear, we are running the exotic Coyote's mask, and this comes with weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. I've got a 12% protection from Elite mod, and the talent is Pack Instincts, and this says you and all allies gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit. 0 to 15 meters, you get 25% critical hit damage. 15 to 25 meters, you get 10% critical hit chance and critical hit damage. And then 25 meters and out, you get a 25% critical hit chance bonus. For the chest piece, we went with our first piece of Strikers Battle Gear, and then we've got weapon damage, critical hit damage, and a protections from Elite mod on this. The talent on the chest is Press the Advantage, which says increases max stacks for Strikers Gamble from 100 to 200. 3 stacks are lost per second between 100 and 200 stacks. For the holster, this is our second piece of Strikers Battle Gear, which is going to give us 15% weapon handling, and then we've got weapon damage and critical hit damage rolled onto this. Moving on to the D-pads, this is our third piece of Strikers Battle Gear, which is going to give us 15% rate of fire. That's going to get our St. Elmo's to almost 1,000 RPMs, which is just insane because that weapon is already, you know, it's just crazy strong, and you've got 70 plus bullets on it. So it's just absolutely insane when you mix Striker with St. Elmo's. Now we've got weapon damage and critical hit damage rolled onto these. For the gloves, we went with the Grupo Sombre gloves. This gives us 15% critical hit damage. We've got weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage rolled onto these. And last but not least, for the backpack, this is our fourth piece of Strikers Battle Gear. This is going to unlock the Strikers Gamble, which has weapon hits, increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stacks lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks. 2 stacks lost per second between 50 and 100 stacks. We've got weapon damage, critical hit damage, and then a protection from Elite mod on this. The backpack also comes with the talent Risk Management, which says increases total weapon damage gained per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 1%. Here's a look at our offensive stats. We're only sitting at 51 critical hit chance, but that's okay. With the Coyotes mask, we are going to be getting to the 60 mark easy, and 150 critical hit damage. Now, if you wanted to switch the mods to critical hit damage, you can get an extra 36%, but guys, you're going to be doing enough damage. It's really not needed, so I just went the survivability route. This is not factoring in the 40% that you can get from Perfect Finisher. Here's a look at our defensive stats. Not much going on here. You could roll some blue core attributes onto your gear and get a little bit of armor. I've got 36% protection from elites. Like I said, that was with the mods, and I just went with a little bit of survivability, so I didn't have to completely rely on my healer. I've got a little bit of armor on kill, which I failed to mention. I am running the gunner specialization for that reason. It's also going to give us extra rate of fire, and it's got the ammo regeneration. Now, you could run the firewall specialization and get the super strong med kit, or you could go with the survivalist and get the extra damage to status affected enemies with even more protection from elites. So either of these options are great to use. It just depends on your playstyle and what your team is needing. For these skills, I went with the Reviver Hive. Obviously, that is in case I go down or a teammate goes down. This is an easy pickup. These are all subject to change. Obviously, it's kind of like the specialization. It's based on your playstyle or what your team is needing. The EMP Sticky is great for the first encounter where you can EMP Sticky the turret. So that is what I'm displaying right now. Decoy, shields, all that stuff is also viable. And it all depends on which part of the incursion you are encountering. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to leave me a thumbs up, as it really helps the channel grow. And if you're interested for more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe. Remember, life's a gift, but it's not always wrapped in a bow, so always stay dedicated and keep grinding. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video.